Alright gang, welcome back to our Frugal Millionaire Challenge on Mazo. It is snowing, once again, we've got tons of snow on the ground. It's unfortunate, but we can get some other things done today. And we've got something that's really good in the used shop for us, so we've got to get it today. I've cleared out some more trees, as you can see. I also figured something out, and I think, well, I'm not positive yet, but I think some of you have already made a comment below on a previous episode explaining it to me. I was getting less money by just pulling the whole log in here and just selling it. If I chop them up and keep them relatively the same size as this, I was making more money off of this. It wasn't a ton of money, but we probably would have another 15-ish thousand, I would think, dollars, maybe. So, lesson learned, unfortunately, where you did lose a little bit of money there, but for the rest of the time and moving forward, we will make sure we cut them and move them up here. You can see I already have a bunch here. I do have one more tree I cut down that I want to go get. I think we're going to have to probably sell those, though, unfortunately, before we put that one in there. But we're going to see if I can push this together a little bit more, and maybe we have enough room for one more tree, but probably not. I don't think they're going to get any closer than that. Yeah, we'll probably just sell it as it is right now. But this should be a nice payday, and I will show you what we're going to buy today. It's something we desperately will need. Yeah, 11,329 for that. Not too bad at all. That was just two trees. One skinny crooked tree and one of the big spruce trees that we like. And I've got another big spruce tree right here, as you can see. So, what we're going to buy in the used market, we'll go ahead and buy it now. There is a used harvester out there. It's the Bison Record? I don't know. Anyway, it's typically around 30 grand, and we're getting it 48% off. It's got 26 months on it, so it's got a lot. We might have some, might have to do some servicing to it, but that's a no-brainer for us right there. That's one less thing we have to harvest. And if we do any contracts with harvesting, we now have our own harvester. Granted, we do have to get a header still, but this does have the ability to do sunflowers and corn as well, so we could potentially buy that plot up north that we talked about in the last episode. It's a no-brainer. We're going to do it. So let's go ahead and just buy it now. Let's get everything set up how we want it. I think these are just the tires in the back. I think we've looked at this before, because this is the bigger version of the one we were renting, which is nice, right? I kind of like those, I guess. We want a chopper on this one, so it's going to be a little bit more than 16,000 because we want the chopper. I don't know which one of these I like better. I mean, I don't think it really matters. It's just preference, right? Let's go with that one, I guess. Model, I don't know what... I think model just maybe the version you're getting. I kind of like that. Let's go with that. Cabin, let's do the one we did have. I like the darker one with the lights up top there, like that. I like that better. Covers. I don't know what... Oh, it's down below. Yeah, we'll leave it on. That's fine. Rubber mat... Oh, it's inside. Yeah, we'll keep the rubber mat on. I think that's a nice thing. Pipe cover, yeah, leave that. Main color. Oh, we can make a blue, but it doesn't have to be red. Look at all these different colors of red. And orange. There's one color of orange, all red, and one blue. Oh, I like that blue a lot. If I can change the back of that blue, that's good. It doesn't cost us any money, too, which is nice, right? If it cost us money, we were not going to do it. Oh, that blue, black, and white. I like that. Yeah. Rim color. Just go straight white, right? Those are gray. Yeah, let's go with that. I like the way that looks. It looks really nice. So that's going to be a ton of savings for us, and we will actually not have to spend any money leasing or borrowing equipment whenever we do a harvesting contract. This is going to help us out a lot, man. Still leases 11,000. We do have to get a header. Like I said, the header we buy will have to be probably brand new. Well, we can wait for now. I mean, I doubt there's any harvesting contracts left at this point. It's December 1, but maybe there is. The next 2 months are relatively going to be probably shorter. Well, the next two episodes, I guess I should say, December and January, are going to be relatively shorter, and probably even February as well. Going to be relatively shorter episodes, I would expect. There's just not going to be a whole lot for us to do. We can do some contracts for cultivating. We can try to get our field all cultivated and get another field put down here. Get all this cleaned up. That's certainly things we will try to do. But other than that, there's really not going to be a whole lot else we can do. So we'll see, though. We'll see what's out there as far as contracts go. Hopefully there's something. Well, at least we know there's going to be a sunflower field that's ready to harvest. If it's not today, I haven't really looked. It looked like it was going to be today, but if it's not today, it'll be likely in January, right? We're just going to have to play around with the snow here, try to do the best we can to only harvest it when it's not raining or snowing. So I won't do a whole lot of this. I'm going to do this one tree, but I'm not going to show you a ton of tree work. I think that's pretty boring and monotonous. I want to get this, well, probably this one. I want to get this winch bought so we don't have to rent it, because remember, we're technically only going to be allowed to rent one thing unless it's some kind of implement that has to needs to require something else to be able to utilize it. I mean, I guess I already kind of answered that question in a couple episodes ago, right? Because I was asking that about the skid steer, but really, we were already doing that with the harvester, right? We were renting the harvester and we rented the header. Those are two things. So I guess I already answered that, right? But this is how I've been doing this now. Just kind of trying to line them up as best I can to the edge, since there's snow and I can't really see the grate. But just trying to line up as best I can here to the edge, and then cut just past the edge here. That way we make decent money. We do have some pallets that we need to still figure out a way to sort out. We've got pallets of charcoal, and we have one pallet of coffee already ready to go. So that's good. I think this is a 1,400 liter pallet. Yes. Yes, we have 2,400 liters in storage, so it looks like it only spawns one pallet per time. I would have thought it would spawn two, at least, but guess not. So we've got some other things to sell to make us some money. Whoops. I just backed that up further than I wanted to, but that's alright. It's not too far off. It'll probably be okay. Always like to show you guys what I'm doing, right? In case, I don't think you would, but in case you think for somehow I'm cheating. I'm on console, so I have, even if I was, I have, which I'm not, I have a lot less at my disposal to cheat with than the PC players. We don't have all the crazy mods that you guys have, unfortunately. But that's okay. And some of you may have already asked, I'm sure you have, because I'm doing this again before the first episode has even been released. Why I'm not, you know, doing this online, or, well, in the multiplayer mode where I can actually, you know, change the dollar amounts and have a separate account to do that. I thought about that. Rusty was kind of the one that introduced me to that, and I thought about doing it, but the problem was, I think, I mean, I guess it's not, but I kind of feel like it's a little bit of cheating too, right? You're basically using free money to manipulate the land and do things that you want. I think it's more realistic and more fun if I do it with the money we have, right? It constrains us a little bit on what we can and can't do. We have to be very decisive about what we do. There's 6,768. So, I mean, that's one big tree log. I think that one big tree log, typically we were making about 4,000 or 5,000. So, you know, it's a lot when you calculate it all up, I guess, what we missed out, but it's not that bad, right? So I think for the header for right now, because we don't need, well, wait a minute. Before I say that, let me see if there is any kind of contracts today to do. In hindsight, we probably should have put grass in our field. We probably should have planted grass, because we could harvest grass, you know, anytime we want, and then we could always just cultivate it or plow it up later on to turn it into a field. I probably should have did that, because I could have been making some silage, right? We could have been putting some animals down and to utilize the you know, grass and hay. Right? Kind of screwed that up a little bit, but, you know, that's okay. We can do that in the future. Now, contracts. Where was I? Contracts. There are 2 harvesting contracts still to do. And then a bunch of plowing. And maybe we use the plow. Maybe if we find a plow that we can utilize in the back of the Gator, maybe we do it. Maybe we do some of these plowing contracts. One is potatoes, and the other is wheat. 232. Where is field 232? 223. 232 is down here. We looked at this one, I think, last time. 81,000. The field we're kind of considering getting that has sunflowers in it is right here. It's 34,000. We probably will get there. It's not ready to harvest. It's not ready. Look at that. Wow. So that might be something we are going to aim for here, actually, is getting that one. If we can get the rest of our yard cleaned up, maybe get this cultivated, all that stuff in this episode, potentially. I don't know if we'll be able to do all of that or not. It really depends on money, right? But potentially, that will get us where we need to be. Still don't have a fork or anything. So we're going to have to do these by pushing them. The coffee, I don't know if I'm going to be able to push the coffee all the way over here or not. We'll give it a shot, but I don't know for sure if I'm going to get that or not. I need a bigger run at this. Alright, that should be 2 of them. We should be able to move those 2 over there. Let's give a few little a few little scraps that I put right there for the charcoal. It still has plenty of wood in it. It's got like 25 liters, so it's only gone through 2,000 liters. We haven't touched yet our new field over there across the road. We haven't touched the wood over there yet. We will, but we haven't touched it yet. We're still working in our own area here. We need to get more of these trees gone, so ideally we can put a big field in eventually, right? We need to get all of that done and ready to go during planting season, because we want to get as much money as we can, and that has to be ready to be able to do so. Kind of probably need to start planning out, mapping out what we're going to put in, right? Because I have no clue what we're going to put in at current. I'm going to have to flip that up. Let's try going the other way and see if we can flip it back up. We nearly have enough to get the, there we go. We nearly have enough to get the little John Deere skid steer and the mulcher. That is going to be key, right? We have to have that to be able to continue here. There's 3 pallets here now. Ooh, nice. I should have went the other way. I don't know what I was thinking there. But we're going to have to get that so we can clean up this whole area, because we really need to clean it up so we can start actually planning out our field, planning out our yard, all that stuff. That all needs to be sorted out. And to do so, we have got to get rid of all this crap off the ground. We got to get rid of all these little trees that we can't cut down. There's a lot of things we got to get rid of to be able to do this. Ideally, just looking at it from this angle right here, ideally the field will kind of stop down here where it gets flat over here by our little pond, right? That's the new field, I'm saying, the one we have to force create ourselves. That one ideally would just be up basically on the hill up there and come down slightly and kind of level off, and then when it starts to level off, we stop it, and the rest of it can be our yard. Now, early on, we probably, and it's not even probably, we will probably make the field a little bit bigger than it really needs to be, because we probably won't need that much of the yard at that point. But then later on, we'll probably shrink the field a little bit in favor of the yard, because we're going to need it. And you might be asking, well, you're cutting down a lot of trees. What are you going to do when you run out of trees? Well, it's a great question, but really, I mean, we need to get one of these other fields that are around us that has trees, right? You can get this one, all these ones, and have to pull them across the way. Certainly, it's going to take some work, some effort, but hopefully at that point we have something a little bit better than just using the Gator with the winch. Hopefully we have a bigger tractor that can easily pull them, whatever it may be. All right, so we're at 25,000 right now. So I think the mower would be nice to have too, but since we didn't plant any grass, there's no reason to even look at a mower right now. Very upset with myself for not thinking about that when I was looking at it. I should have just did that to begin with. Where is our skid steer? Here it is. 15,000. All right, so it's more expensive to get different tires, but I think it's because they're higher up in the higher up off the ground. Is it worth it, right? Is it really worth it? Forestry, that's probably what we want, but I really don't think we need it. I was thinking maybe we just rent this, but I don't know, man. We can make it black. It costs more money, though. We're not going to do that. The cheapest telehandler is 56,000, so that's not going to work for us. At least I think that's the cheapest one. Yeah. That's not going to work for us. I'm just double-checking everything. We can get this one eventually. We're using that in the 200 horsepower challenge, and I really like it. Ideally, we'd get a bigger one, but I really like this one. It makes it really easy. So that ain't going to work. Forklifts. Yeah, there's nothing cheaper out there, so this is the one, gang. This is what we're going to go with. Let's do it. And I need to go to here, combinations. Really, we need a pallet fork. You know what? We're going to do something different. I'm going to do something a little crazy. I think we're going to do the pallet fork first, because then we can pick up the coffee and sell the coffee. Well, actually, you know what? Whoa. My brain's kind of all over the place here, gang. Just give me a minute. How much is the coffee the best time to sell right now? I would assume it is. Most things are best time to sell when it's winter. Where is my coffee at? There's the charcoal. Coffee pods. We need to get roasted coffee is what we need. It really doesn't fluctuate that much. So we should get roasted coffee if we can. So hold on a minute. Let me look. Roasted coffee. We got to look for the coffee thing now, because that was not very good. You saw that. There was like $300 for 1,000 liters. That's not good enough. That's not going to be making us anything. Iron furnace. I might have to go download something, potentially. Maybe I don't have it. It's looking like I don't have anything, unless it's a standard... one of those smaller production things, right? Maybe it is. It'd be great if it is. They're expensive, though. But we could sell a few more pieces of wood to get there. Jelly shop. This is it. These are expensive. Oh my goodness. That's what we need. Those are the pods right there. That's what we need. Gosh, they're expensive. Holy smokes, we can't do that. We don't have anywhere near 100 grand right now. Even if we didn't buy that harvester, we'd have nowhere near it. Maybe we can find one smaller. Something in this area would be great. But I doubt it. Nope, nothing. Okay. Well, then I guess we're not worried about the pallet fork then. At least not for right now. This is what we want, the mulcher right here. And that's what we're going to get. How much does it cost to upgrade that? Nope. Nope. We're going to keep it as is. 9,500. It gives us just over $1,000 left to our name. But this is going to allow us to remove everything else. Oh, look at this thing. This thing's awesome. We're going to leave it here for right now, though. We don't need it right now. It can stay there. We can move it back to our farm here soon enough. We're going to have to sell some more trees. But that's okay. That's worth it. This is going to take a very slow drive back. A very, very slow drive back. We're going a grand total of 8. But it should work. Alright, we're pulling up here, gang. This thing is very touchy. I think it might be a little bit too big for it, so I'm hoping it'll work. I didn't test it. I should have. But I'm hoping it'll work, but who knows. Alright, let's find out. If I can get rid of this tree, even if that's the only thing it can get rid of, I'm going to be happy with it. Alright, it's moving. Let's get it down. Yes! Thank goodness. Fantastic. We can get rid of all that, but you can see it's spinning all over the place. It's probably part of the snow, too. It's probably not helping. Uh-oh. Can I not get rid of this? Well, even if I can't, I guess I can sell this, right? Eventually when we're done with it. I can't get rid of that. How do you get rid of that? That's not good. And it seems to be I can get rid of most of this stuff, but for whatever reason I couldn't get rid of that one. I'm going to have to figure something else out, I guess, for that. That's kind of annoying. I mean, we're tearing up the ground a little bit here, but we're going to turn it into a field anyway, so I don't really... Oh, I'm spinning all over the place. So I don't really care that much, honestly. It's like cultivating the field itself. I mean, you probably could cultivate with this thing, honestly. I don't know if they would actually really consider it to be cultivated, though, or not. They probably wouldn't. Okay. Ooh, it did get rid of it. It must have just been the angle I was at. Oh, there's a tree branch we missed. I suspect we're going to find a lot of these. I can't get rid of that? Really? Okay, well, hold on a second. Let me get the gator out. We're not wasting a tree. Not on our watch. Doesn't seem like it's that big of a tree branch, but evidently it is. It's one of those trees, I think, that looks... Or the actual system itself thinks it's much bigger than it is. Right? It's got a big, massive hitbox. That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. So I think I'm going to put it in the charcoal little pile. Let's see if we can put any of these in there. Yep, put them all. I'm just gonna leave that there for right now. All right, let's keep going here. We've got a lot to get through here, a lot. Looks like there's still some stuck in the ground there a little bit. See that one? How it's like in the ground back there? I don't know how I'm going to get that out. I'm going to work on that too. When we clear all this out, though, it's going to make this whole section look completely different. This thing is amazing. Just chopping through everything here. No problem at all. I doubt that's going to let me cut it, but before we just go chopping it down, let's make sure. Nope. Alright, now we're kind of up to the tree line where we really haven't done anything yet, so I got to be very careful here. I don't want to get rid of stuff that we want to chop down and make some money off of. But I think a lot of this section right here we should be able to chop. Ooh. All over the place. I'm sliding all over the place. I'm drifting. All right, I think that's going to have to do for now, at least on those trees. We can start getting rid of these stumps, but it's going to be hard to see the stumps with the snow on the ground, at least some of them. But we can probably find most of them. Yeah, we can take care of them. Next thing we need to get, realistically, well, we got to get the header. But then after that, the next thing we got to get realistically is a cultivator or a drill, or not drill, a plow, something that allows us to, a cultivator that allows us to create new fields, or a plow. Because we got to start making a field up here. There's still a lot of trees to get through here, though. A lot of trees to get through. And ideally, I think I've made my decision on where our tent is and what I want to do with those trees over there. I think we're going to chop them down. They're going to stay there for right now, but I think eventually we're going to get rid of those. And the reason for that is because I plan to potentially, as long as everything works out, move the, well, it'd probably be a house of some sort, maybe a small house if I can find one, over by our pond. I think it makes sense. I think that's what we're going to do. And it'll likely, let me show you here. It'll likely go somewhere in here, right? Somewhere right in here, where all these trees are that I've left on purpose. I left them here on purpose for that reason, right? Because eventually I was planning on potentially putting our house over here, and I want, you know, our house to be near the pond and the trees, but we also need some implements to be here. So if we can put it over here, we can move the selling point or put a different selling point down, get rid of that, get rid of these trees. We can put some more stuff right here that all, you know, utilizes this pond, so they don't have to go very far. That's my vision, at least. I don't know if it's actually going to come to fruition, but that's what I'm imagining is going to occur here. Really like the way the pond looks with the snow. Alright, we've got a few more we need to chop down over here. I know that for a fact. In our little area right now that we need to get rid of, like this one there. There's going to be a lot of, you know, patchwork, touch-up work we're going to have to do here. A lot, I'm sure, once the snow melts. I'm hoping it melts here in this afternoon, but you never know, I guess, right? We're going to have to sell a few more trees, though. Today, no matter what, because that coffee, it's not worth enough. It's not going to... I was hoping the coffee was going to actually get us to being able to buy the header, right? But it's not, because I wanted to get this, because this is something we really need, because we're going to need it eventually for the pallet forks, too. We could get a bigger one, but I think this... We might only be able to pick up one thing at a time, right? Depending on how heavy it is, but I think, I'm hoping that this will, whoa, we're spinning again, that this will work for us. If it ends up being that it's just not strong enough, we can always sell it, right? We can sell it. Because this implement that we have here, the mulcher here, will work on any of the other skid steers. This one, it might be a little bit too heavy for it. That's why, also with the exception of considering the snow, is probably why we're spinning around so much, but we're making it work. We're making it work. So most of the flat land we have is kind of like right in here. So really, if you look at this, you can see where that hill starts. Just below that, between here and the bottom of that hill, that's probably where we will stop the field. At least once we get everything, you know, under control here on what we want. Is that? What is that? It's still there. It's not gone. Looks like if I keep it low enough to the ground, I can get rid of all these bushes. I can't evidently get rid of those tree branches, though. You just saw some just spawn there. So that's a little unfortunate, but... yeah, it looks like all these bushes, I can get rid of them. There's definitely going to be a lot of work to do here just to get all this done. So I think, I think we'll probably just kind of stop it here because you've seen enough of this, right? It's the same thing over and over again. I think we'll, I can do the rest of this off camera, or at least touch this up off camera. Talk, Z, talk. And really, we need the snow to go away so I know I didn't miss anything, and I make sure I hit everything. And we need a cultivator or a plow. But that's really what's going to show us what we've missed or versus not. Alright. Let's go ahead and turn it off for now. We'll go sit this over here. We're going to have to chop down some more trees. We need money. Nothing else to it. We don't have another thing of charcoal, and even if we did, that would only get us to about just under $3,000. We're almost to another packet. I think it was... well, I'm not positive. But I think it was 1,000 liters. We also got to get a trailer too, right? We need a trailer. I got a lot of things we need to get here today. That's why I'm, you know... I'm thinking, unless we sell every single tree up here, we're not going to likely buy that sunflower field. Because we had to do the other things. So I'm not going to do all of this on camera, like I said. Let me get a bunch of these done, and then we'll see where we're at, and hopefully we can get a harvester and we can do that contract to make a little extra money here today. Alright gang, I went a little bit overboard. We've got 2 big trees here, but I cut down a ton more. We have to bring them over at some point, but this should hopefully give us enough money to be able to buy the header. And you can see the snow has subsided, so that's good. Make a little more money that way as well. Just try to scoot these back ever so slightly here. Felt like some of the more money-making side of the wood there was sticking out a little too far, and it may not accept it. There we go. Let's stop that there. Let's see what we get here. I'm hoping it's enough. Oh yeah, baby. 13,641. And just to give you an idea of what I said when I went a little overboard. Yeah, there's still 1, 2, 3, 4 more to cut down up there. So, now granted, those are the wobbly ones, like this one right here, right? They're not the good ones, not the spruces, but we are finally getting closer to the end here. We've got still a lot to get through, we really do. But we're getting closer to being able to create, I don't know what I made there. It looks like a saxophone or something. Anyway, we are getting closer to making another field over here. We are able to finally see all the different tree stumps now too, so that's good. I'll be able to go through here and clear all these out off camera. There's a ton. You can see there are a bunch. So that's going to take a while. But let's go ahead and get into our our new gently used bison record. We've got to buy the header, so let's go ahead and do that right now. I think we'll buy this one, the 4.2. It's a little bit more money, but it is a wider width, so we're gonna take it. I'm not even gonna worry about a trailer. I'm gonna test it without a trailer. Covers. Yeah, let's cover. I don't really think it matters what one we get, does it? Crop dividers. Rapeseed model. Okay, sure, we'll go with that. want to make it blue like the rest of ours, right? Ooh, do I go with that white or do I go with the blue here? I think I'm going to go with the white. I kind of like that. A little bit of a different crop divider as well, so we'll go with it. I like it. Let's do it. 6,500. And we can buy it. We don't have to lease it, which is fantastic. We now have a harvester. We will never have to lease another harvester. This is great. This is great. We can definitely get by with this. We can definitely get by with it. Let's turn the beacons on here. I'm actually going to go ahead and repair or service this right now, since we're here. And we've got a little bit of money. Not a bunch of money, but we got a little bit of money, so we might as well utilize it. Repair. 620. That was worth it. We will have to get some kind of repair shop on our farm. I don't want to drive all the way down here to repair stuff, especially since we're probably going to keep this harvester for a while. It's not very fast. Now, I went ahead and booked the contract already, so I think we're going to go ahead and do the contract now. It'll make us a little bit of money. We should, hopefully, be able to find a collectible on the way as well, because it's kind of over near an area where we know where two of them are, right? So it's just a matter of us picking it up, but we can also look on the way there and see if we see anything else. Since we know where those two are, we might as well look for other ones, and if we find one, we can grab that one. So, it is Field 232, which we talked about all the way down here by where we've sold stuff at before. It's way down here. It's a relatively large field. I don't have a trailer. We will be getting a trailer. Probably, I was going to see if I could fit everything in the harvester. I doubt we can, but if we can wait on getting the trailer for a little bit longer. I mean, we're going to need it no matter what, right? So, the one I want to get, I went out on Mod Hub and downloaded another one. I don't know where it's going to be at. It's going to be pretty far along in there, so we've got a lot of traffic we're dealing with here. Walter and Byron have showed up. So, I think I'll at least wait until we get to a flat part like here before I start scrolling way deep into the catacombs here. Is this one. $3,000. And it can go up to $8,000. So it's not bad. That's probably the one we'll buy. Oh, see, this is why I didn't do that. So that's probably the one we'll end up buying. Now, as far as the combinations for this, I didn't see anything that said, well, I didn't see any header, I should say, that was for corn and for sunflowers. So I don't know what I'm going to do with that. I'm going to have to see if there's something else out there that maybe I can purchase or lease, I guess, for sunflowers if we decide to get that field, if it's still available, right? I have not saw any other collectibles, so we'll pick up one of the ones we know where they are at. One of the two that we know up here at the intersection, right? That'll put us to 8,000. Now, as far as December goes, I don't know if we will do another day in December. I may just jump from December 1 to January. There's not going to be a whole lot for us to do. There's not going to be a whole lot of contracts with the exception of plowing. We can do some plowing contracts, certainly. Maybe we'll do one of those, but I mean, we're going to need something to do next month. We can't play anything next month either. There's going to be less contracts next month as well. So that's why I'm kind of leaning towards saying we will not do a plowing contract this episode. Wasn't there one in here? There it is. 9 more plows to be found. There's all kinds of collectibles on this map. But we'll see, right? We'll see. Maybe we'll figure something else to do that we'll spend our time. We've got to do our own yard work, but we need money to do that. We can, like I said, I'll get rid of all the stumps and everything off camera, but we need to get a plow or a cultivator of some sort that allows us to create fields so we can make our own separate second field on our land. And then we've also got more tree work to do, right? We've got all of that. I probably should pop this up. I don't even know where I should be turning at. I think I might have missed the turn. I did miss the turn. I was supposed to go straight there. Well. Oh, Byron. And there's Scarlet coming in. Go ahead, Byron. You're never going to let me down if you don't. Oh, and then Walter White just decides to pass me too. Go ahead. Oh, man. We're never gonna hear the end of those two. There's Byron again. Byron just is jumping cars. And Walter. Good Lord. They're out to get me. So I don't know if this is... I swear I've seen it. Actually, I think I know for a fact Northern's Farm Sim has done it. If we're able to drop straw on the ground here, I think we're going to pick it up. I think we're allowed to pick it up as long as we don't close the contract out. I think it'll let us do it. It's wheat, so we definitely can. Enable. Oh, it was already enabled. Okay. It's not normal. Normally you have to enable it. So it should then drop straw for us, and if it does, we should be able to pick this up. It does mean we have to get a loading wagon or, you know, something, right? Some kind of baler. We got to get something. Probably a loading wagon, honestly. I don't know. I'm going to have to do some research. I don't know if there is on console, at least. I know on PC the guys have it. I don't know if there's a silo or a fermenting silo for straw. There is a few things we can utilize, like a bale wrapper, but that bale wrapper is one we're using in Ohio Richlands. It's expensive. You have to have a lot of horsepower, things we do not currently have. So I don't think that will work. We could just lease a loading wagon, I guess, right? And sell it. It's not going to be a ton of money, but hey, that's extra money. It's free money. This is a pretty big field. We're definitely going to need that trailer. So I will get most of this done here, gang. And then we'll go get a trailer and bring it back with the Gator and fill this up, and we'll go sell it and see where we get to. We're definitely not going to be able to do the whole field like I had hoped, because we're already at 35% here, and we haven't even fully gone around the headland yet. I could put it on a worker at that point after that, although I'm a little skeptical to do worker work right now still. I guess we have enough money, but it just feels like we don't. We've got a lot of things we still have to buy. We don't have a roller. We don't have a sprayer. But we've got the base stuff we need, with the exception of the trailer. We've got the base stuff we need, right? We've got a drill. We've got a fertilizer spreader. Man, and we got a harvester and a header now. Which is amazing. That's the best thing that could have happened to us, that used sale market for this harvester. Because I don't think we're going to need anything bigger than this for this series. I mean, maybe potentially we get a bigger header, like if we get a field like that, but that's a huge field. I don't think we're going to get to that until maybe a lot later in the series, right? So I don't think we need much bigger of a harvester and a header than this. Certainly would be nice and make it faster, but I just don't think we're going to get to that point. But I could be wrong. Could be wrong. Maybe we will. the way this thing looks too. It's loud though. I shouldn't zoom in that far, but I wanted to zoom in just to check it out. Looks good. So it's not too crazy of a field here. We'll probably be at 100% once we fully get around the headland here. And we'll try to lease a loading wagon potentially. I think the problem with the loading wagon is we're going to need a tractor to do it, right? We could try a baler. I don't know if it'll work. We could try it. I may just be wasting our time doing this, but I would like to at least try it, right? That's free money. I just don't know if the Gator will be able to do it. I think what I saw before, well, not even what I saw before, what I utilized before in our Gator challenge before jumping to this, we had to do the trailer, buy the thing that would typically go on, like the back of a truck, and go about it that way. And we could go about it that way again here, and maybe we will. I don't know what it would cost to rent those things. We should probably look at that. Let's do that right now, actually, since we got the time. It's miscellaneous, and we needed... Where is it? Here it is. This, leasing it for $214. Not bad. Let me get turned around here. And we'll check the body there. I mean, I don't know if we'll make enough money, right? If we lease them. Are we going to make enough money from it? If we turn it into silage, we certainly would, right? But that's another expense. It's something else we have to put on the farm that we currently don't have. So I don't know. 214, and then it was this one, 535. So let's just say 800. Let's call it 800. I need to make at least $800 off the straw in here. And if we look at the straw selling price, $49, $48. It is best right now. Ooh. It's a good thing I don't damage the computer's crop here. So I'm only going to get $50 per 1,000 liters. I don't know. Do you think we're going to get... I don't know. I don't see it. I don't see it. Maybe we will, but I don't see it. Guess I'll have to think about it some more. See if I can find maybe that that silo or that silage operation that turns straw into silage. I don't know. Or maybe we find something else. We've utilized it's like a silo that turns straw into manure before, which would be useful for our farm here. But it would kind of defeat the purpose of having that fertilizer spreader, though, with the exception of, you know, utilizing it for contracts. I don't know. I gotta think about it. Let's get to the shop and let's get a trailer. All right, pulling up here, gang. The one I showed you is the one we went with for sure. So, looks pretty good. It pulls it well. This is going to be really good for us, and we can upgrade it if we want to later on. It can go up to 8,000 liters, I think. Right now it's at 4,000, which is probably going to be plenty for most of the time. Only when we get much bigger fields will we really need more than that, at least ourselves. Uh-oh, here we go again. We're having the same issue we had last time. Is it just the... Uh-oh. Uh-oh, did I do something wrong with the trailer then? No, it says to accept it all. Okay. Okay, I don't understand what the problem is. It seems to be no matter what bison we use, this is an issue. Okay, well, we're gonna have to, I guess, get used to having that issue. I don't know what else to do here. Kind of sucks, but we'll figure it out. We'll make it work, I guess. Alright, we're gonna get this done, gang, and we'll see where we're at when we're done and see if there's a potential to make any money off the straw. Well, we're just past halfway through the field here, gang, and I was looking at the time of this episode. It's going to be another long one. I said it wasn't going to be that long, but it's definitely going to be. It's definitely going to be. I don't know if the rest of them will be this way. I highly doubt it, but I don't suspect to have any other harvesting contracts for pretty much the remainder of winter here. So rest of December, all of January, all of February. Maybe in March we start having something. Maybe, but I highly doubt it. The only thing really out there that still can be harvested is what we talked about, right? That small field, whatever it was, 168. I mean, there are other things out here, actually, I guess, but I can't see that many being ready to harvest. But we are still having issues with the drop out of the harvester here, but it's a little finicky, but we're making it work. We're making do. We're figuring it out. So I'm going to have to go off camera here in a minute, and probably do it right now, actually, as the worker's doing this. I'm going to see if I can figure anything out for straw as far as silage goes that I have installed. If not, I'm going to have to go out to Mod Hub and see if I find anything else. Yeah, unfortunately, I just don't see anything unless we decide to, you know, turn it into TMR, which we could do, but it would be sitting there for a while without doing anything. So I don't know if this is even going to be worth it. I mean, it doesn't really make a difference to us to drop it on the ground or not. It really makes no difference because, I mean, it's not our field, right? So we're not really wasting anything for us. It's just wasting stuff for the computer. But maybe I can go out in Mod Hub and see, find something out there. But as far as things I have currently installed, I don't have anything. I do have stuff. I shouldn't say that. I do have stuff. But the stuff I have is all 70,000 or higher, with the exception of doing TMR stuff. And while we could certainly put the straw in some TMR production type of items, you know, it's only going to be straw. We're not going to have grass or hay for a while. We just simply don't have a field for it. So I just don't think there's going to be anything else we can really do here. So let me check Mod Hub, and we'll see what's out there, if I can find anything or not. If not, well, I guess we'll just have to leave it here. All right, we're back. I went on Mod Hub. There's nothing out there, at least for me, I don't think. So our options are to turn it into straw bales and then figure out a way to pick up those straw bales. It'll be a long process, I'm sure, and take them back to the farm and just store them. Or we put down some TMR stuff, we put it in there for the TMR for the future. Or we do another same thing we're doing the 2 horsepower challenge. We put down a BGA and turn the straw into methane and electric charges and all that stuff. That's really the choices we have, and all of those choices are very expensive. The cheapest option is to doing the TMR. It's about $30,000, give or take a few. The biogas plant is $50,000. The straw processing plant that I have basically makes straw hats, things like that. It's $70,000. So there's really not an option here for us. It's just a matter of, do we want to spend some of this money on a baler and then potentially on a forks for our little John Deere, well, too far, our little John Deere skid steer, and then we've got to get another trailer, or a trailer that can be a flatbed. I don't think this one that we bought can. Right? So that's a lot of expenses to just to get I don't know, probably 5 or 6 bales of straw. Straw's not worth anything. So if we're doing it, we've got to be using it for animals, cows, whatever. Straw bedding, whatever. We've got to be utilizing that here in the very near future, and I don't see it being possible at current without having grass at our, you know, disposal. Again, as I mentioned at the beginning of the episode, in hindsight, if I would have put grass down, we'd probably be in a lot better shape than we currently are, but I didn't. So, yeah. So I guess the only thing for it is just to let it go. I just don't see us making $800 and some, right? I mean, I think I tried, it's not even I think. I know I've tried all the other forage wagons. There are cheaper ones. I just don't think that's going to work. Maybe it will. Maybe it will. Maybe we find a super cheap one out here and it'll work, but I don't think it will. I really don't, gang. I think I uninstalled some of the really cheap ones anyway because they didn't work. I still have this one, I guess. This one's the only one that could potentially work. $173 to lease it. I mean, we could test it. We could test it and figure it out. I go off this map, go to another map, and But I swear, during the Gator Challenge, I tried all of this. And that's why we're utilizing that trailer one. Because I think the forks there, the hitch attachment there gets in the way. I think that's the problem, right? I don't know. Well, no matter what we do, we've got to get this field done first anyway. So let's get this done and we'll see where we're at. This should be it here. We'll see how much extra money we get out of this. It's probably not going to be a ton. A little bit more than I expected. $1,321 extra dollars. That's not bad at all. Let me run a test off camera, because I'd be remiss if I don't try to pick up that straw. That's extra money. Even though it might only be, you know, $400, $500, $600 extra, it is extra money. So let me run a test on a different map and see if the Gator can actually utilize it or not. I'm pretty sure it can't, but there's no reason not to give it a shot, right? Not to try. So let me run off camera really quick. Let me see what happens. All right, gang, we're back. Yeah, it just it doesn't work, which is what I had expected, because I remembered it not working, and that was one of the tests I did. Right, it was with baling and things like that. When I had the issues beforehand, and thank goodness for Milk That Hen coming through solid for me in the Gator Challenge, and kind of explaining that little trailer trick I showed you, right? So if we want to do it, it's going to cost us, what did I say it was going to cost? Well, we could probably buy one of them outright, so like $4,200 to buy that outright. I don't know what else we could put on that. Actually, we should probably look at that really quick. Is it only going to be utilized for that, or can I utilize it for something else? Because if I could utilize it for something else, then maybe it's worth it, right? I wonder if you could put that on it. I mean, well, you could probably put these tank modules on there, right? But, I mean, doing all of that, right? I mean, that's not really... We already have a water trailer, so it's not really going to help us that much, right? So, I just don't see any reason to even purchase it, to be honest with you. So I don't think we're going to. So I think what we'll do here is we're going to get this back to the farm. We have to get the harvester back to the farm. And we'll probably just end the episode there. I'm probably going to buy a pallet fork, though, for the John Deere. We're going to need it to be able to pick up those pallets a little bit easier, so we're not doing it in such a awkward way. We are still actively leasing the winch. We should look at buying the winch, except the winch, I believe... Easy there, Walter. Easy, buddy. I believe the winch is $7,000 or something, I think is what we paid for it. So, or well, what it actually, the actual price of it is, we're not paying that much for it, but... So, I think we're going to have to probably just wait on everything else. Like I said, this episode will likely be just day 1 in December. We're probably just going to skip the January. There's just not going to be a whole lot else for us to do. I can just keep cutting down trees, but... and unless there's something major out there as far as contracts go, there's probably not going to be a whole lot for us to do. So I think we'll just jump to January, because I said we could do that, right? So we're going to leave it there. Hope you enjoyed it. Like, subscribe if you're new. It's free. It helps me a ton. If you have any thoughts, questions, comments, ideas, let me know down below. Check the links down below for my other channels, Discord, all that good stuff. And until next time, I will see each and every single one of you in the next episode.